The first ever Vikings quarterback rankings live on YouTube. Let's get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, welcome back. I know we took a 2-month hiatus. We are right back in action here with the Minnesota Vikings quarterback tier list, all the way dating back to 1969 of the Minnesota Vikings. I don't know of anybody who's done a tier list before of the quarterbacks of the Minnesota Vikings. That's why we are bringing this to you today. This is all about debate. If you want to debate us in the comments, let me know. But I'm going to get right into ranking the Vikings quarterbacks here throughout the years. So there's a lot of names on this list that I don't know, like this Boilinger guy, Bowman, Salisbury, Ponder. Just kidding. I do know Christian Ponder. But for the guys that I don't know, I want to just leave him out, but unfortunately, we're going to put him at the F list. Sorry, boys. Hate to say it. But the truth is, if he didn't really make an impact as far as this list goes, I mean, the truth is you're going up against Fran Tarkenton, Joe Cap, Kirk Cousins, Dante Culpepper, some pretty high names, so we got to put you at the F list. Next up here, we're going Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford did have his time with the Vikes. He had some good throws. However, I believe he was just too injury prone. We're going to put him at C. He did have some shining moments. One of the preseason studs, Jake Browning, C tier. Jake Browning, I do remember you in the preseason. For that reason, you are getting the C tier. Case Keenum, S tier? No, he can't go that high. Is Case Keenum better than Sam Bradford? And from what I saw, yes, he has arguably the best play ever as a Minnesota Viking. Does that make A tier, B tier? I'm going to give him A, just because the Vikings never gave him a chance. I feel like he really could have been that guy, but the Vikings just never gave him a chance under that old regime. Maybe that new regime would have given him a chance, but I guess what do they say? I guess we'll never know. Case Keenum gets the A tier. Congratulations, Case. Matt Castle. I didn't really watch Matt Castle that much to see how great he was, but I mean, I haven't heard exponentially great things out of him, so Matt Castle is going to get the first D tier of the evening. Way better than F tier, though, Matt Castle, I must say. Dante Culpepper, welcome to the A tier. One of the favorites, watching him as a kid. I was in diapers watching you, Dante, and I remember you lit it up. One of the first ever Vikings games I watched, you quarterbacked, and for that reason, you got the A tier. You had some good games, Dante. I will not forget them. Randall Cunningham, that was the team that was supposed to win the Super Bowl that year. I mean, they didn't make it because of a missed kick, but he had arguably the best Vikings team of all time under his belt with those offensive guys. That offense is gross with Randall Cunningham. It's going to be the A tier for Randall Cunningham. I like him at that A tier. Who's going to be the first B tier spot? Brett Favre, S tier. Brett Favre is going to be up there with a few other Vikings at the S tier. I think Brett Favre was another one of those teams where it was their year. 98 and 2009 were the 2 years that they were really going to win the Super Bowl. And with Brett Favre's track record, I do have to put him at the only S tier so far as a Minnesota Viking. If you disagree, let me know in the comments on any of these guys. Fran Tarkenton, best Viking of all time, S tier, duh. Freeman, sorry, I don't really recognize you. Same goes for Gannon. Sorry, buddy. Just don't recognize the names. Gus Bus going at the F tier. Simply because I don't recognize the names, guys. If you know these guys, let me know in the comments where they belong, but I don't recognize the names, so I have to put them at S tier. They're going up against Brett Favre and Fran Tarkenton. They're going in the F tier. Taylor Heinicke, another one of the Vikings preseason guys, and Taylor Heinicke, he's going to get the first B tier. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL right now. And his team, no, they didn't make the playoffs last year, but they almost did. And they did the year before that, thanks to him. He is good, and I think he's going to have a good year this year for Washington as well. So he's going to get B tier. He wasn't that great with the Vikings, but now he's doing good, which bumps him up to the first B tier quarterback of the evening. Sean Hill. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Pick a tiger by the toe. D tier. Sean Hill in the D tier. Welcome Matt Castle and Sean Hill to the D tier. Tavares Jackson. I didn't watch much of Tavares Jackson. I know a lot of Vikings fans will either put him below B tier or above B tier, but I'm going to stick him right next to Heineke at B tier. I think that's a good spot for Tavares. George. Sorry, George, I don't remember you, buddy, so you're going to F tier. Same with McMahon. Same with Brad. I don't remember Brad. Joe Cap and Fran Tarkenton, the only two Vikings quarterbacks to ever make it to a Super Bowl wearing the purple and gold, they get the S tier. Which makes me want to put Brett Favre almost down at the A tier just because he didn't make it and we're going up against guys that made it to the Super Bowl. But there's only a few quarterbacks on this list that ever have won a Super Bowl. Brett Favre being one of them, so I'll put him at the S tier. Holmcomb, like I said, don't recognize the name. If you guys know these people, let me know in the comments on where I should put him on this next tier list. We might do a revamped tier list if we get enough feedback on who these guys are, what their stat line is, yada yada yada. But I don't know them, so they get the F tier. F stands for bad and don't know. Kirk Cousins, no, he's not going in the F tier. That was a typo. Not put him in the F tier. Kirk has a lot of big time stats for the Vikings. I don't know if you guys knew that. I mean, this is a tough one because I really want to put him at S tier. Like, he really is. He is good, man. Like, there's no denying that Kirk is a good quarterback. But based on what I've done before with these quarterbacks that have made it to the Super Bowl, he never has. Prove me wrong, Kirk. Go to a Super Bowl so I can put you at S tier. But I'm going to put you at A tier right now. He joins the Vikings of Case Keenum, Dante Culpepper, Randall Cunningham in the A tier. A tier is pretty strong right now. Case, Dante, Kirk, and Randall. Kyle Sloter, the preseason king. Kyle Sloter, man. I've seen Kyle Sloter light it up on the football field. B tier. Kyle Sloter, welcome to the B tier. Bethel Thompson, sorry, man. Don't recognize you. Donovan McNabb, B tier. Good job, Donovan. Warren Moon. Nope, he can't be A tier. He can't be S tier. He's got to be. I wasn't alive when Warren Moon was quarterbacking. I wasn't alive when a lot of these guys were quarterbacking, so I don't want to disrespect him. I've heard a lot of good things about Warren Moon, but I've also heard the name Worn Out Moon. So we're gonna put him at B tier. But I feel like he does kind of belong in the realms of Dante and Randall. But we're gonna put him at B tier for now. I just don't know enough about him. But I do know that he was a pretty popular Viking. Christian Ponder. Oh man, I want to put him at F. But I'll give him D. Just because I know him. And he did start. He was a first-round draft pick. We'll put him at D tier. F is kind of all consolidated by people I don't know at this point, so we're going to have to put him at D tier. If there was an E tier, though, he'd probably go there. Salisbury, don't remember. Teddy, this one's tough. Can't put him at C. C right now is only Sam Bradford and Jake Browning. Can't put Teddy along the lines of them. He's got to go B tier. B tier with Heineke, Tavares, Kyle Sloter, Donovan McNabb, Warren Moon. I don't think he quite reaches the heights of Dante, Randall Cunningham, and Kirk Cousins. And I put Case there simply because this is the Vikings quarterback tier list, and he had arguably the best play in Vikings history. So we're gonna put Teddy at B tier. Teddy, I do love you though, man. Tommy Kramer, another great Viking in the history of Vikings. I want to put him at S tier just because he has a Green Bay Packers urinal in his house that he pees into, which I cannot wait to have in my house one day. But we're going to put him at A tier simply because S tier only belongs to Super Bowl goers or winners. So we got to keep it congruent here. Teddy should be up there though on the A tier. He's going to be first in line on the A tier. We're going to move that from the far right to the far left here. In that A tier. The A tier is strong. Tommy Kramer, Case Keenum, Dante Culpepper, Randall Cunningham, Kirk Cousins. I think that's a pretty solid A tier. Hopefully somebody disagrees with me though. I know there will be. Wade, sorry man, don't know ya. We've gone into two columns now in the F tier. Joe Webb. Joe Webb, oh man, I think I'm going to put him at C tier along the lines of Bradford and Browning, just because I know Joe Webb had his time to shine, but I didn't watch him enough to see if he was D tier or B tier worthy. So Joe Webb, welcome to the C tier. And is his name Spurgeon? Just like Jared Spurgeon of the Minnesota Wild? That's interesting. I'm going to have to look this guy up. Spurgeon, but I don't recognize him, so he's going to have to be at F tier. F tier is loaded. My goodness. If we combined all these guys' skill sets into one magical quarterback and like a mutation machine, maybe we'd get an S tier quarterback out of all these F tiers. But as of right now, we have 12 F tiers, which kind of goes to show for the Vikings franchise because we have no Super Bowls. But we do have 3 S tiers, Fran, Cap, and Brett Favre. I really like this list from top to bottom. I think the S tier is solidified with the Super Bowl guys, and then everybody else below them goes from like the great Vikings to the, you know, the Vikings who have a piece in their heart for everybody. Then it goes to the guys who always got hurt, and then after that, it's pretty much just the preseason studs, which doesn't really mean much. But hey, I still watch them in the preseason, so that's why you're not on the F tier. At least you're in the D or the C tier. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, on this channel, I do have a very special announcement to say to all you guys. We are doing a charity event, Down for the Challenge. That's going to be held at the TCO Performance Studio at the Minnesota Vikings training facility. We've already reached our goal of $1,000. Therefore, I will be rappelling down the Omni Lakes Hotel at the Minnesota Vikings training facility. It's going to be a super fun event. However, it's not till the end of July. If you guys do want to support the Salvation Army and my rappel down to the Omni Lakes Hotel, none of the money goes to me. It's all going towards the Salvation Army, guys. Reach out in the comments below or on my Facebook page. I will link my Facebook in the description. Feel free to check that out if you want to donate. We'd really appreciate it. And like I said, it's all going towards the Salvation Army in response to help homelessness. So appreciate that, guys, in advance. Thank you. And that wraps up today's video. The Minnesota Vikings tier list all the way to the beginning of the Vikings till now. Like I said, there's a lot of guys on here that I don't know, so they got the F list. If you know them and want to share your piece, let me know in the comments, and maybe in the next tier list video, we'll have a revamped or a redone tier list for you. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning into today's video. Like I said, I know it's been a while since we recorded. Just getting back into it now. Can't wait for the football season upcoming and the future for what's in store for us. Appreciate you guys for sticking with us. If you watch this video all the way till the end, we'd appreciate if you like, subscribe, tell a friend, and let me know if you watched it all the way till the end. We might have something for you. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a good night.